Okay, our last example for today. So I have 3 sine pi over 2 x minus 2 plus 3. So if you notice here, typically if you have a number outside of the parentheses, you want to go ahead and apply a distributive property here. So I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite this. That 3 stays the same. Sine, in parentheses, pi over 2 times x is just pi over 2x, minus pi over 2 times 2. Let me do the work over here. Those 2's just cancel out, so I'm just left with pi plus 3. So this function is the same thing as that one. All I did was distribute that pi over 2. Right above it, I'm going to go ahead and write down a sine bx minus c plus d. So here our a value, or our amplitude, is 3. Our period, to find the period, it's t equals 2 pi over b. If you look here, our b value is in front of this x, which is pi over 2. That looks kind of funky, so I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this 2 pi divided by pi over 2. Remember, when you divide fractions, you change the division sign to a multiplication sign, then you take the reciprocal, so instead of pi over 2, I have 2 over pi. Simplify, those pi's cancel out, 2 times 2 is 4. My phase shift, I'm going to go ahead and set my bx minus c equal to 0. So pi over 2x minus pi equals 0. I'm going to add pi to both sides. So I have pi over 2x equals pi. I want to get x by itself. So remember, when you have fractions and you want to get rid of that fraction, just go ahead and multiply both sides by the reciprocal of this guy. So instead of pi over 2, I have 2 over pi times 2 over pi. All of those guys cancel out. These pi's cancel out, so x equals 2. Lastly, I'm going to go ahead and find my midline, which is 3. So d equals 3. Okay. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and graph our midline. So at positive 3, our amplitude is 3, and so we're going to go up 3 and then down 3. I realize here my graph does not go up all the way to 3, so let me do this. So I have some clutter on this graph. Let me just give you another graph here. So let me do this again. So at 3, we're going to draw our midline. And then our amplitude here was 3. So from the midline, we're going to go up 3. So that should be at 6. This is going to represent the top half of my sine sandwich. The top template is also known as the maximum. From the midline, I'm also going to go down 3, which will give me a line right at the x-axis. This is the bottom half of my sandwich, and that is also called my minimum. Okay, so let me also show you on Desmos how to graph, because I didn't show you Desmos earlier. So I have Desmos pulled up already. I'm going to have 3 sine, I'm going to type in this one, pi over 2 x minus pi equals that guy less 3. Okay, so you can see here that our sandwich template is correct because we have our x-axis as the bottom half of my sandwich, Desmos shows us at 6 right here is the top half of the sandwich is what we have here, and then you can see that the midline is at 3, which is right here, which is exactly what we wanted. Okay. Just want to show you that you can always use Desmos to check your work. So now we're going to go ahead and graph. This is going to take 4 as our period. So every 4 it's going to complete 1 full cycle, and we also have a phase shift at 2. So if you look here, 2 pi is 2 times 3.14. So 2 times pi is about 6 point something. This right here is regular pi, which is about 3. So now you're kind of estimating your graph, which is completely fine. So our phase shift is at 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 right here. And I'm going to plot it on the midline because that's where our graph is going to start. And it is going to take 4 units for it to complete 1 full cycle. So at 4 it's going to complete a cycle. So if you look here, we're currently around 2-ish. 2 plus 4 is 6. So remember, 2 pi is about 6. So that means it's going to go up and down right before that 2 pi. Because remember, 2 pi is approximately 6. This is about 3, and we're around 2 right now. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at every 4 units, it's going to complete 1 full cycle. So this is how the graph will look. And then if you even look on Desmos here, we started it, we had our phase shift, and it went up all the way down to the x-axis, and then it completed 1 full cycle right before that 2 pi because our period was 4.